We have some crazy weather in Canada, from our long cold winters to our hot and humid summers. But whether you're trying to warm up or cool down, there's one drink Canadians usually choose.
It's as patriotic as red and white, cracking open an ice-cold can of beer. Brown ale to blonde lagers, beer comes in every color, shape, and taste. It's the most popular drink in our country, and it all begins with barley.
And what you do is you're converting starch into sugar.
It doesn't take too many ingredients to make a beer. The barley is added to hot water and mashed. Hops is added to balance out the sweetness of the malt with some bitterness. Yeast is then put in to ferment it, and after some time and carbonation, it's ready to drink. Pacific Western Brewing Company is busy changing and refining batches all the time. The brewery has been quenching Prince George's thirst since the 1950s, but tastes have changed in that time.
The changes right now, we're going from the classic Helles, like the genuine draft, the Pilsner, the English style. Now you're coming up with porters, IPAs, mixed beer like with honey lager.
A younger crowd is getting creative with their choices. Instead of the safe Pilsner, craft brews are taking off.
You see a lot more craft breweries coming out, small breweries. A lot of the younger people, they want something different.
There has been something of a microbrewery renaissance in British Columbia in the recent years. There are now more than 50 small operations serving up local brews. Of course, you can go even smaller scale and make your own.
Some people are after ales, some people are after lagers, but they're basically here probably to try to save some money.
Hobby Brews allows beer lovers to make a batch just like the first thirsty Canadians did in the 1700s.
To develop their own particular flavor, and because we can actually customize the beer a certain degree.
PWB is also busy putting personal touches on the classic cold one. Strawberry beer is the next mixture up on the market this summer, but with beer, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Back 100 years ago, everything is the same, and you can go in every brewery in America. Everybody has the same principle.
At PWB, both brand new and 100-year-old technology is used in tandem. Although beer is much older than that, the drink is recorded in the history of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Beer was introduced to Canada by the first European settlers hundreds of years ago. The first commercial brewery opened in Quebec City in 1668. Since then, we've taken time to perfect it.
Interesting part is beer is everywhere. You can go from China to Africa, South America, everybody has beer, and everybody loves beer.
It's a safe business to be in. In 2009, beer claimed 46% of the dollar value of alcoholic drinks sold in Canada. Beer sales totaled $8.8 billion.
Canadian beer, it's very drinkable, has a nice flavor, and again, beer is a social product. Got here, you have hunting and fishing. So this is the nice part, going out fishing. You sit there, relax, have a nice cold beer.
It's an ancient drink that Canada has made its own. No matter what taste you're after, you can be sure you won't be drinking alone. Kelly Lanahan, CKPG News.
Living in Canada, we're blessed to be surrounded by vast, rich forest. But there's a rumor that there's another creature living in the midst. Whether you're a believer or a non-believer, the Sasquatch is a true mystery.
It was black, just long black hair, had no neck. It was just like, and big, like huge. The shoulders are just.
It was a sight Rob McBride will never forget, and one most Canadians will never see, a Sasquatch.
We just used to go, like Friday nights, load up with wood and go way back in the bush and camp, not at a provincial site. That's where we seen him. I did.
He says it happened in the mid-1990s on a camping trip out in the bush between Logan Lake and Merritt.
I was getting wood in the morning and walking through the bush, had a big German Shepherd dog with me. His name was Bear. Purebred, he was huge, not scared of nothing. And we were walking through the bush and heard a big snap. Like, you know, when you step on a branch, it snaps. Well, this was big.
The sound caught his attention, but he couldn't believe what made it.
I looked up and then I seen Sasquatch, and he was looking at me. It was only about 50 feet away. And I put my head down. I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't move for about 20 seconds. And then I slowly backed up and booted back to the campsite, the truck. My girlfriend said, "You're white as a ghost, what happened?" just threw everything in the truck and gone.
McBride's intrigue around the elusive creature is so strong, he has a tattoo on his chest to prove it. He's not afraid to tell his tale.
A lot of people think you're whack, but some people believe. It's a chance of a lifetime to see one.
Canadian curiosity around the fabled beast made kokanee commercials like this one featuring the Sasquatch a hit. A BC beer with a BC monster. While it's not every day you meet someone who claims to have seen the Sasquatch, McBride is not alone. Even conservation officers have heard some strange things in northern BC.
The Conservation Officer Service does get weird reports. From time to time we get those calls leaving officers scratching their heads. And yes, we've received reports of sightings of Sasquatches.
While reports of this kind aren't common, conservation officers do look into them.
The most common in the Smithers and Terrace area seems to be. We have officers that have reported getting those calls, and they've determined that they're either just a sighting, they're a reported sighting, or they're nothing to follow up on.
The Sasquatch remains a mystery to most Canadians, but not for Rob McBride.
You see one, you're kind of addicted. I want to see him again.
Well, we couldn't do a Canada Day special without our national anthem, and today we have a special treat for you from Johnny Mac Williams. You may not know his name, but you'll definitely know when you see him. From all of us at CKPG News, have a wonderful Canada Day.